So the latest game in the Batman Arkham series just released, titled Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and people on Twitter are not happy with this game. Mr. Bug shares this cutscene from the game and captions it by saying, "The final scene of Arkham Batman, everyone." And obviously, before we play this clip, spoilers are ahead, so you've been warned.
You know, Joker used to be real good at hurting people with words. But you, boop. Even when you're evil, you're still too good. You had a good run, Brucey. Flying around Gotham, punching bad guys, cleaning up the streets, causing long-term mental and emotional damage to everyone you knew. It's our turn now. After all we've been through. Oh. Bet you didn't think it'd be me at the end, huh, Bats?
Are we done with your bad stand-up routine?
Almost. But you always gotta end on your best joke.
Mr. Bug then follows up his tweet by saying, and to make it abundantly clear, he then shows a tweet from Dark Monster who says, "Before some stupid motherfucker goes, it's kill the Justice League. You can still kill a character and it be tasteful, and feel wrong, and be respectful. This is none of that." Strong Smell 01 says, "You couldn't write a more disrespectful ending for the Arkham Batman, unless you stripped him naked and nailed him to a cross." Overlord Tenji says, "I will never consider this game canon to the Arkhamverse. I thank God I didn't buy it," showing a picture of Walter White helpless in a car while he watches his brother-in-law get executed. Cadden says, "I'm not a gamer, but I'm aware the Arkham games are held in pretty high regard. So then, why is this set in the same universe as that?" Mr. Bug responds, "Laziness and money." Trubin says, "The name of the game is Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League." Mr. Bug responds, "Still dog shit." Kalaki responds with a picture of Rick Grimes and says, "It just ends? Like that?" Tyler Reeves says, "I cannot describe how angry this makes me." I Don't Type says, "If that's Kevin Conroy's final scene as Batman, these people need to be locked up. That's criminal if that's Kevin Conroy's final scene. If that's the actual end to that game, everybody that worked on this game needs to be fired if that's the actual ending." King Trousers says, "It's crazy to be mad about killing Justice League members in a game called Kill the Justice League. As for Kevin Conroy, it's disrespectful to speak about what he would've wanted when he picked the role. You were also taking one scene out of context, which isn't fair either." Sparkalicious says, "He said he was okay with it before he died." Andy Warski says, "What a garbage game." The Unknown YouTuber says, "This doesn't even feel like they are killing a brainwashed Batman. It just feels like a group of villains got together and murdered Batman for being a hero." Poi Poi Girl says, "For me, it's not that they killed Batman. It's the crap he has to listen to before he gets shot. The nonsense that Batman does more harm than good. It just feels like the writer is using Harley to get one hit on Batman as a character." Ricky Berwick quote tweets the scene and says, "What the fuck is this shit?" Mari says, "After nearly 10 years, this is the ending for Batman. This is fucking shit." Jacob says, "My headcanon, the Arkhamverse ended with Night." Rex says, "It's no wonder they didn't give reviewers early access. They would have torn this to shreds." Mac Murdock responds to the scene with this clip in the caption, "At least Robin survived this universe. You are not going to like what happens."
Robin was here. I do not think he won.
That's got Robin.
Astrocat says, "I feel like they tried to capture the mean-spirited and comedic nature of James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, yet tripped down the infinite stairs of disappointment." Matt Murdock responds, "That shit ain't hitting at all!" Bulwark15 quote tweets the scene and says, "Wasting Kevin Conroy's last performance like this just sucks bad." Brandon says, "They executed my GOAT ISIS style. This is not the same Batman I got 200 Riddler trophies with." Cheesy V says, "Call me a fucking loser for not wanting to see my childhood hero sent off like this, but this is not canon, man. I don't care." Ozzy responds by saying, "For a long time I thought I was the only one not into this game because of the premise. Anyway, this is like when Glenn died in The Walking Dead. It's just too far for me. Cheesy V responds, I haven't seen The Walking Dead, but I get it regardless. Noob Sabot says, imagine if Insomniac made a Sinister Six game and Black Cat just shoots Spider-Man in the face. Like, huh? Yeah, this really ain't it. Rocksteady really threw out all their goodwill with this game. Kiran says, them making Superman evil was a massive turnoff for me anyways back when it was first revealed, but this is just next level disrespect. Shame on Rocksteady. Nicholas reacts to the scene by saying, yeah, this is just way too unceremonious for my liking. Such a bland way to do it. Yatost says, oh my god, a game called Kill the Justice League and the Justice League died? Oh my god, shocker. Semantic the Hot Dog says, yeah, almost like the entire concept was completely ass in the first place. Burst Angel 15 responds to the scene by saying, I used to think Batman Beyond Bruce had the saddest of endings. Old and alone, with no one to love or care for him, surrounded by bitter memories and haunted by past failures. I now realize I was terribly wrong. Karn says, this is so ridiculously mean-spirited. It'd be one thing if this was some one-off Batman, but no. They had to set this in the Arkham universe and kill off the Batman fans have been playing as and have grown to love since 2009. Jake says, regardless of Kevin Conroy's passing, I think it's a very bad idea to unceremoniously kill off one of the most popular versions of Batman ever, almost a decade after his story got a definitive ending. There's no reason for this to take place in the Arkham universe. Daily Arkham Meme says, no matter what, Kevin Conroy in Arkham Batman will always be eternal. Chef Frank says, reminder, this is the same version of Harley Quinn that kills Batman in the Arkham canon. Suicide Squad game is already looking like a flop. Nod Grunt says, yeah, but now she's empowered with the power of bad writing, so she's basically immortal. Kaguya's Top Gal says, 2015, man, I can't wait for the Arkham sequel where Batman trains Damian. 2023, a picture of Harley Quinn executing Arkham Batman. Scratch says, Arkham Batman wasn't good enough of a character for y'all to be making this fuss about him. No Creativity responds, unironically agree. Kevin Conroy gives a great performance in the trilogy and manages to elevate it beyond a basic take on Batman, but that's it. Arkham Batman has no real personality when you compare him to BTAS, and is rarely given the opportunity to emote. Scratch responds, yeah, Kevin's great, but the Rocksteady writing of Batman is just generic Stoic 3. Waffle Maker says, and if I say the Arkham games are 7 out of 10 at best, Scratch responds, I mean the games themselves are good. I'd argue Origins and City both float near 9s, but Bruce's character just really isn't there. Dr. Nashy-Will responds to Scratch by saying, bruh, is Rocksteady paying y'all? The Arkham Batman was one of the best adaptions. AJ responds, he's gotta get that engagement. Mr. Nashy-Will replies, he needs that $1.52 badly. Axial says, I've seen a lot of people complaining about how Rocksteady disrespected Kevin Conroy's last role. Yeah, it indeed was a shitty ending to the Arkham Batman, but bitch, it's not like they knew he was going to pass away. Stop saying that shit. Mans was just doing his job. Manga Lawyer says, fuck you. No, I really mean it. Fuck you and go to hell. We will never be able to coexist with these progressive lunatics. You are destroying every good memory we have. Once the pendulum swings back, I hope you suffer twice as much as we do. This game developer responds to Manga Lawyer by saying, me making buildings and placing trash can on the floors as an environmental artist. This guy, fuck you, die! Fam, you don't like my soda cans on the floor? What's going on? Mighty Keith responds to Manga Lawyer by saying, is this really a rational response to a video game, man? You don't think this is a little weird? Mutant Menace says, it's just a game, laughing my fucking ass off. Ian Fisk says, what does killing Batman have to do with wokeness? Melanie Mack responds to the Batman scene by saying, a bunch of fakers wanted to be welcomed into our hobbies, just so they could make it queer, then destroy what we love. Carbon Copyman says, I don't understand this dynamic where bad and evil is now considered edgy and good. It's moved into reality where anything good is looked down upon, and evil thrives, and those that do evil get compassion. So freaking backwards. I Don't Type says, the makers of this game are the type of people who come over to your house, get into your comic collection, find the most valuable, take it out of its plastic, start reading it, get bored, bend it up, do the crossword puzzles wrong, cut out the mail-in order forms, color on it, roll it up, swat a cockroach with it, and then toss it in the fire. Froggy responds by by saying, bro just made up a scenario to get angry. I don't type responds, I didn't write that trash. That's rock steady, bro. Mudahar says, man, I have not seen one positive post about the Suicide Squad game, lol. Nicholas Diorio responds, I'm having fun. Josh Tooley says, live service games need to go away. Shoehorning live services into otherwise good games is literally killing studios. Yowandu says, you offed the Arkham Batman. This guy just got offed by Harley Quinn. Fandom Menace shares this clip and says, I haven't played the game, but I thought the game kinda shitted on Arkham Batman. But finding out this is one of the post-credit scenes, I can honestly say that they did the tribute right.
Metropolis, this is Lois Lane. From all reports, it seems that Batman is gone. As Batman and as Bruce Wayne, everyone knew him. Everyone knew his voice. Always prepared, he left a communication with the Daily Planet in the event of... well, it reads, when I put on the cowl, I became a symbol. But I never stopped being Bruce Wayne, citizen of Gotham. Remember that we are all handed adversity in our lives. No one's journey is easy. It's how we handle that, how we help others, that makes us unique. That's what the Batman will always stand for. Metropolis will get through this. And Batman, goodbye. You will be missed, but never forgotten.
Rawrel says, the plot to Rocksteady's new Batman game sounds awfully familiar. I'll have a sequel to a beloved classic game, where you play as an ugly feminist girl boss, how original, and brutally murder the hero of the previous game. Daring today, aren't we? True Pop Culture 7 shares this clip and says, they pissed on Flash's corpse. No, it's not a joke, or a figure of speech. Just because it's in character for Boomerang to do, doesn't mean you should actually do this in your story.
And so the Flash has expired. He saved our lives, yet we ended his. As honorable warriors, we will show proper respect to this fallen hero by...
Show a little class, man. Holy shit. Congratulations.
Lofty Pixels responds, so it's in character but you can't do it? I don't know what that means. True Pop Culture responds, it's in character for Abby to want to kill Joel, but it was terribly done. This is the debut of Flash in the Arkham world, Lofty, and he's introduced by being pissed on. Boomerang saying he wants to piss on his corpse instead of pulling out his dick would suffice. Papa G says, I don't disagree with the sentiment, but I think this is poorly worded as a character doing distasteful things is a bad argument, in my opinion. True Pop Culture responds, I'm trying to separate this from being a character action. This is a distasteful thing to do in general. The first debut of Flash in the Arkham world, and you have to piss on his corpse? That doesn't seem smart. Alex Place says, so wait, Captain Boomerang pisses on his corpse, and the thing the rest of the squad notices is he's got a huge dick? How is this a real video game? The T'Challa Stan quote tweets True Pop Culture and says, just because it's in character for Boomerang to do, doesn't mean you should actually do this in your story. What kind of criticism is this? SMV quote tweets Pop Culture and says, no hate to the people claiming that this is in character, but every good adaptation of Flash has a decent relationship with his rogues. I genuinely don't think a normal Boomerang would do this. Thal says, just stating for the record, it isn't in character for Boomerang to do that. Showing Boomerang over the corpse of the Flash, and Boomerang scolding the trickster for wanting to see what Flash's secret identity was, saying that him being dead is enough and they don't need to go further because they're not savages. Thal continues his thread by saying, Boomerang is a dickhead, but him and the rogues are professionals who just enjoy making money and outwitting the Flash at the end of the day. Even the modern version of Boomerang wouldn't do it. He has respect for the Flash like the other rogues do. It's their dynamic. On that note, one thing I did find cool about the game during the beta test was Boomerang's joyful reaction when he combined the Speed Force with his Boomerang, knowing he'd be able to track Barry and boast to them that he can use his powers now. That's Boomerang. Mudahar says, Suicide Squad is not a good game. For the price they charged and the quality provided, it's a game you wait till it drops to $10. Buy it then and play with your friends. It sucks because somewhere I can see this game being a banger for solo play. Instead, it's a live service hell. PB Arcadia responds by saying, better yet, just wait for the delisting sale for $2 in a few months. Nick Tech says, which Harley Quinn looks better? Arkham Knight left? Or Suicide game, right. Showing that the model in the new Suicide Squad game for Harley Quinn is a lot less detailed than in the much older game, Batman Arkham Knight. Iraq on Tech responds, wow, what a difference. It seems like more and more new titles are getting away details and texture design. Not just Harley. Look at the environment around her. Suicide Squad is soulless with a hazy color palette. Arkham Knight is filled with life and detail. Bruce says, comparing these looks like a pre-alpha stage screenshot for Arkham Knight, lol. Lupasan says, it almost doesn't seem real that the games from 10 years ago are better than what we get now. Bay Wondrous says, it's funny seeing everyone who's shitting on Suicide Squad are the ones that haven't played it. Kyle Lovelace responds, even funnier to see obvious shill accounts promoting it. Bay Wondrous responds, you pay money to use this app. Take a seat. Referencing Kyle's blue check mark that you can only get by subscribing to Twitter Blue. James says, no one is playing it. Kung Fu Man responds to Bay Wondrous by saying, you should try the meal on your plate before mocking it. What do you mean you saw the waiter take a fat dump on it beforehand? WNR says, I am not eating food clearly covered in spit. Sometimes people just know what they don't want and are tired of predatory live service slop. We want games, not part-time jobs we have to pay for. Hoko2 Notism says, the ones who haven't played it. Yeah, that's the point. Game sucks. And that's about it for the opinions on Twitter about this new Batman Arkham game featuring the Suicide Squad as the main characters. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about all of this in the comment section below. Have you played the game? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Whatever opinion you have, I would love to hear it in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel with notifications on to keep up to date with what's going on Twitter. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.